Chief Guest, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister, Honorable Members of Parliament, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the Swasthya Khabar team for inviting me to address this esteemed gathering. It is a great pleasure for me to be a part of this important event and indeed a great honor to address you. Many of you here bear so much responsibility for the progress we have achieved in the health and well-being of our people. As a nation, we have made remarkable strides to achieve better health and longevity rapidly in the past few decades. But we cannot sit on our laurels. There is much work to be done to improve health and well-being for all Nepalese. And importantly, we are not on track to achieve the health targets we have set for ourselves to meet our global commitment to the UN SDG by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, when we speak about health, we must consider our progressive constitution, which recognizes the fundamental right of individuals to health and upholds health as an ultimate state responsibility. From the outset in 2008, as drafters, we wanted our constitution to reflect the society we wanted to build ourselves. Our firm belief was that accessible, affordable, and quality healthcare for all must be at the core of our hard-fought democratic ideals. We recognize that guaranteeing the health of our citizens is both moral and smart thing to do, because healthy citizens maximize their contribution to society and are economically productive. Our constitution underpins universal health coverage, a key SDG objective. It guarantees access to basic health services without cost. It stipulates rights to clean air and water. Every woman has a right to their reproductive health. Our federal framework grants local governments significant autonomy and responsibility to ensure healthy individuals and communities, which provides unprecedented avenues to make our health systems responsive and accountable to the people. However, there is a huge gap in our aspirations and reality. I witnessed firsthand the challenges we face in realizing our constitutional aspirations. In Nepal, we lose more than 1,500 young women during delivery every year, and 34 babies die every day before reaching 30 days of life. Pregnancy and childbirth are a celebration of life, a celebration of womanhood and motherhood. However, for many families in Nepal, pregnancy and childbirth are risky propositions, a gamble of life and death. Every year, 23,000 before their 5th birthday. Among those that survive, 1 in 4 are malnourished, dampening their physical and cognitive abilities throughout their life. The glossy reports and publications in the health sector never fail to praise Nepal's past efforts to decrease mortality rates and ratios. But we must remember that behind the rates and ratios are individuals. Each woman that dies during delivery or each child that faces early death is one too many. These are real people that we lose: mothers, children, sisters, brothers, and friends. We must do our utmost to protect every life. We must recalibrate our health systems to value every life and not see people's lives and health as mere statistics and trains. People's feelings, struggles, and stories should not be lost amidst our discussions and figures of mortality rates and ratios. While access, quality, and financing are necessary, guiding principles for our health systems to advance universal health coverage, our systems and institutions must also be guided by empathy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen considerable increases in access to healthcare services in the last few decades. Though the access is not equal across population of different socioeconomic and geographic attributes, the overall increase in service access, coverage, and utilization has not been able to lead desired outcomes, and we are still way behind our ambitions to achieve universal health coverage. I had the honor to be a part of Lancet's Global Health Commission on High-Quality Health Systems in SDG era. The Commission asserted that, in their own words, providing health services without guaranteeing a minimum level of quality is ineffective, wasteful, and unethical. Moving to a high-quality health system, one that improves health and generates confidence and economic benefits, is primarily a political, not technical decision. In line with these recommendations, I urge the government of Nepal to invest in high-quality health systems for their own people and make such systems accountable to people through legislation, education about rights, regulation, transparency, and greater public participation. Universal health coverage is also not possible when a large proportion of the population is deprived of health care because they cannot afford it. Public investment of on health in Nepal is much lower than the global benchmark for countries like ours. Out of every 100 rupees spent on healthcare, an average Nepali has to pay around 60 rupees directly from their own pocket. We still have more than 500,000 people pushed below the poverty line every year because of catastrophic healthcare costs. Many others forego healthcare, risking deterioration and loss of life simply because of the unaffordable cost. And all this is despite the implementation of several social health protection schemes, which are so fragmented, they are not able to show meaningful impact. It was when I was the health minister in the cabinet of our Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Prachanda, in 2016-2017, we made extensive efforts to prepare the ground for a social health insurance program that covered every single Nepali and provided financial protection for healthcare, including the ultra-poor through government subsidy. The National Health Insurance Act was developed under my leadership with that spirit in mind. However, our National Health Insurance Program is still far from achieving the objectives due to its design flaws as well as delivery failures. 7 years after its implementation and geographical coverage of the whole country, except the Kathmandu Valley, only 1 in 4 Nepalese are part of the program. The Social Security Fund under the major social protection scheme of the government of Nepal also offers health insurance to its members. This is just an example of duplication and fragmentation of schemes managing public resources, which has certainly not been helpful. A thorough examination of these 2 large schemes as well as several other small ones is essential to diagnose why social health program remains elusive. The government then needs to come up with a holistic solution to achieve financial protection for health by 2030. All under the leadership of the Prime Minister, as this is not merely the responsible of one sector ministry, health ministry. We must recognize that many factors shape our health. Health is not an isolated issue. It is also a cause and consequence of our social, economic, and development related to many SDGs. Policies and actions of other sectors can have significant bearings on health. Consider that the environment around us, the air we breathe, the quality of water in our taps, the physical infrastructure surrounding us, the quality and variety of foods in our markets, the nature of our jobs and professions, our habits and behaviors, and of course, accessible health services, all play essential roles in our health. When you understand and internalize these health intricacies, we'll have crossed a significant milestone on our journey towards healthy citizens. It cannot be overstated, therefore, that health in all policies is paramount to achieve broader health goals and impact. It is also important to encourage a comprehensive and holistic response to the giant challenges posed by NCDs, malnutrition, poor mental health, and also impact of climate change, all of which require multi-sector and multi-level efforts and interventions. It is worth recalling the constitutional provisions that health is a joint responsibility of all 3 tiers of government, and hence all policies need to align and aim towards one common direction. Citizens' voices too are critical in shaping the broader health agenda. We need to listen more to them and communicate more with them. I have found many in my own constituency who are unaware of their health entitlements and state's health provisions. Citizens need a clear pathway to provide feedback or voice their needs, which is lacking. We need to catch up on the importance of people's need in our health discussions. As a government, we have discussed about universal healthcare in Geneva and adopted it in New York, but we have yet to discuss it with our public. And as taxpayers and users of the system, their needs and aspirations should shape our decisions. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot confidently claim that our health system in Nepal are tailored adequately to meet the needs of our citizens. As a result, our public health sector faces a crisis of confidence. People are losing faith in the government's ability to address their health needs and its commitment to improving their health. We cannot afford to continue investing in health systems people do not trust, value, or want to utilize. We must rethink the design of our health systems and overall our institutions and approaches. In Nepal, the discourse around health is yet to sufficiently reach our politicians, democratic institutions, and the larger public. Despite recent rhetoric on intersectoral action, most governments' line agencies are yet to espouse health in their strategies and activities. In reality, health remains an internal agenda of the Ministry of Health. We cannot advance health and larger SDG agenda without a strong political commitment. As parliamentarians, we also need to be more responsive and use the levers at our disposals to anchor different government line agencies to advance our people's health. We should hold the government to account and champion public debates and discussions about the importance of our public health. I have recently established a new model of urban health facilities in my constituency in Ganesar. I'm encouraged by the willingness of many political leaders. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I would like to take this opportunity of your gracious presence today to re-emphasize that health is not just critical for our social development, but more also for our economic development, for our growth and prosperity. Resources spent on health are investment for a brighter future of Nepal and its people. With the current level of investment and efforts, we will not be able to achieve the health, social, and economic goals. Let me end with a quote from Professor Amartya Sen's keynote address to the 52nd World Health Assembly. Development has to be primarily concerned with enhancing the lives we lead and freedoms that we enjoy. And among the most important freedoms that we can have is the freedom from avoidable ill health and from escapable mortality. In closing, I would like to congratulate all those who will receive an award or a token of appreciation today. At the same time, I would also like to recognize tens of thousands of health workers across the country for their heroic efforts on a daily basis to maintain and improve our people's health. And once again, I would like to thank Anilji and the whole Swasthya Khabar team for this opportunity to share my observations, my views, and my experiences in the gracious presence of Right Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you very much.